Today we are at this gorgeous A-frame cabin about 1 hour outside of Ottawa, Canada. This is one of the Prunella A-frames, and it sits on 75 acres of land, and you also have access to a lake, not to mention all of the other various outdoor amenities like 2 different fire pits and a hot tub. And I'm a huge fan of the interior design. It's one of my favorite A-frame interiors I've seen in quite some time, and the loft in particular has a really unique feature that I don't think I've seen in any other lofts thus far on the channel. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's not go and hop straight into the full tour. Welcome to one of my favorite A-frames that we've toured on the channel. This is the Prunella number 2 A-frame, and I'm not sure why I felt the need to always do this when I saw a pumpkin in Canada, but I was hoisting the larger pumpkin above my head. I visited right around Halloween. There's also a large collection of firewood, as you can see here, and there's a small building there on the left that's mainly for storage. But let's now go to the front of the cabin. And here is the stunning front exterior. This is definitely one of the tallest and largest A-frames that I've seen in quite some time. But let's now briefly head to the outdoor deck because I want to get a fire going in one of the 2 outdoor fire pits. So really quick and easy, we're now all good to go. I'll touch on more details of the deck a little later, but if I zoom out, you can also see all of those string lights that go throughout the trees, and I was flying my drone pretty high, trying not to crash, but it's a very private piece of land here out in the woods. But now for more on the deck, you have a lot of great amenities. My personal favorite definitely has to be the cedar hot tub. Opposite of that, you also have a dining table with enough seating for 4 people and some candles. There's also a grill, and this is the view looking now out into the woods. And here now is the second fire pit. When I was there in October, the leaves were definitely starting to fall, so the entire ground was just coated in this beautiful orange color. But now this other fire pit is up and running. All of the string lights are on, the lights inside of the cabin are on, and night mode has been activated. This is definitely one of my favorite angles of the cabin. We'll now begin to wrap up on the exterior. This is another cool viewpoint with my drone flying through the trees. Let me know what you think in the comments if you like the cabin more during the day or at night. Personally, I loved it at night with all the lights on. I think it really pops with its surroundings. Last but not least, this is Lake Johnson. It's just a short walk away from the cabin. These hosts also provide some boats so you can take them out on the lake to paddle around and explore. And again, only 1 hour away from Ottawa, Canada. I think Ottawa was one of my most favorites of the larger Canadian cities that I visited. So definitely suggest checking out Ottawa and then coming on down to this cabin for a few nights. But that's it for everything on the exterior. So let's now go and check out the interior. And welcome inside. Definitely a very open floor plan in this A-frame. You have your living room, dining area, and kitchen all in this one main space. And of course your massive A-frame windows, which I'll get to more later. And this is your wood stove. I think this is like the 3rd fire I've started in the same video, but I love that symbol with the squirrel on the right side of the wood stove. This is definitely a key part of this living room, but it's a great and very cozy area to curl up with a book, and there's plenty of space for the whole crew on the large sofa. Let's now shift our attention to the other side of this room, and that is comprised of your dining area. And so you have this beautiful table with 4 chairs around it. There's a couple of fun goodies waiting for us on the table, which I'll get to shortly. And you can see the kitchen there in the background. But let's now go and see some of the items on top of the dining table. In this white binder, there was a detailed cabin guidebook. This cute green book had the cabin guest book. If I pick up this cup, these are some Prunella branded coffee cups. I love my branding since I have a background in marketing myself, and it continues with this white box. And inside you can find a couple of candles and a thank you note from the host. A very nice touch. Next to the dining table in this basket, there are some supplies for the hot tub, like these flip-flops. There is some cleaner, and I believe this was a light that you can put in the tub. Let's now head to the kitchen next. You can actually find a dishwasher hidden behind this cabinet if you pull it down. There's also your table with 2 stools, some extra storage space, and lots of bowls and plates. And you have all of your key appliances like your fridge and freezer, your oven and stovetop, and even a little espresso maker. Let's now go and see the final 2 rooms on this ground floor, starting through this door on the left. And this will take us into the one bathroom in this cabin. I love the look of that sink and the simple tiling behind it. There's also a hamper and some extra hangers behind the door. This is then your shower, which has some great water pressure and all of your shampoo and conditioner. And finally, in this corner, you actually have an in-unit washer and dryer and an extra closet. That door on the far right is the kitchen pantry, so I'm going to slide back this door to go into a bedroom. You have a queen mattress here and that gorgeous painting on the wall on the right, and I love those huge chunks of wood that are made to be the nightstands on either side. You also have your bathroom robes on the bed, and at the end you have plenty of extra blankets because it can definitely get quite chilly here in the colder months. Last but not least, if I look up, there are some hangers and some extra storage bins on top of this little shelf at the end of the bed. That will conclude our tour of the ground floor, so I'm now going to walk up the stairs to the second floor and the loft. And this is definitely a space for the kiddos. You have 2 single beds up here. Each of the beds has its own nightstand next to it and a little piece of artwork. If we get even closer, there are a bunch of pillows and even a little stuffed animal. So this cabin can sleep up to 4 guests very comfortably. I think it's definitely a great option for a small family coming from Ottawa or any of the surrounding major Canadian cities. Let's now quickly take a peek looking back down into the ground floor. As I do with all of my A-frame tours, you know I have to show off those A-frame windows and the ceilings, and this A-frame certainly did not disappoint. These windows are just massive. Saving perhaps the best for last, I'll climb up this little white ladder to come up into the hammock. This is right above the kids' room, and you even have this cute little A-frame window to top it all off. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you've been enjoying the Canada series. The link to book this place is down in the video description. I definitely recommend a stay at this cabin. And until next time, I'll see you very soon for another Airbnb tour.